Hey guys, what's up? Guys, this is going to be a really quick one. I wanted to give you guys an update as fast as I could here. Um, Mark is going to be going live. Adam's going to be going live here very shortly. But we just had another big earthquake after the deadly earthquake from early on. This is, yeah, I mean, earthquakes past couple weeks have been crazy. And again, guys, I'm not the earthquake guy. I think, obviously I've said that a bunch, but um, I did want to, at least come out here and let you guys see what's actually happening here and what's been going on. If you guys looked at my thumbnail, you're going to see that, hey, there was a bunch of earthquakes over here in Indonesia earlier today. The one, and it was like a 5.6. It wasn't really that big of. I mean, it was big enough, but the building codes and stuff over there really stink. Okay, so we're having lots of deaths. Hundreds of people have died on this one. Not this one I'm getting ready to show you. This is a new one. Okay, um, but thousands have been hurt from the reports that I'm seeing. As a matter of fact, I guess I could do this. Open up a new tab here and just go to earthquake today. It's all you gotta do. You guys can do this. You can go to DuckDuckGo or Google, whatever you want to use here. Um, but this is from earlier today. Let me show you the ones. Um, let's go to. Well, let's just go to this one article here. This is the Washington Post from earlier today. Okay, I mean this is real stuff. People are have. I mean it's tragic. I hate reporting on this stuff. Hate this stuff. You guys know I hate this stuff. Really sucks. But is what it is. I have to do it. I don't have to do it, I guess, but I choose to do it because I think it helps people. So, I just want people to be aware of what's going on. Now, so let's go ahead and just talk about this earthquake here. This one, matter of fact, I'm going to refresh that because, yeah, tsunami threat. Okay. Now, when I see this, first thing I do is I keep refreshing. All right, because a lot of times they'll put this out here and then they'll take it back. And that's okay that they do that. They want to give people a warning. They're not sure at the beginning, but they're saying tsunami threat. I mean, we can go down here and click on what they're saying, obviously, but they're going to give you the earthquake, uh, um, yeah, stats. But as you're looking at there, it's at least a 7. It came in larger than that at the beginning. Obviously, they always downgrade it, but it was only 6 miles deep. Okay, these are shallow quakes, guys. These are not very deep at all. And again, guys, everybody else has been doing earthquake that does typical earthquake uh, content anyway. They're definitely out here talking about it. Now, I've already watched. Dutch came on real quick. I'm not sure if Ron came on. I didn't see him on yet, which is kind of odd. He could be. I don't know for sure, um, but yeah. So that when I see that tsunami thing, that's really kind of what gets my feathers kind of ruffling here, um, if you want to just put it that way. But again, yeah. So what could that be? I don't know. If you guys want to share the stream out real quick, I'd really appreciate it. I know I haven't done a stream in a minute, and typically when I don't do a stream for a minute, it will most definitely um, kind of bring the numbers down. So if you guys can share it out, like it, do the typical YouTube stuff. Okay, it is what it is, but it does help me, and I'm not out here just to waste my breath. I want to try to reach as many people as I can, so I do appreciate it, and thank you, mods, for doing what you do. But anyway, as you can see, this is a 7, and when we see this red box, we can click on all that. We can go. Now let's look at the pager button. Now you're not going to see. It's not going to appear as though this is that big of a deal, right? And it could end up not being. And let me explain. You get estimated fatalities, 65% of 0 to 1, 96% of any kind of economic loss from like building collapse. Why? Look, it's out here in the water. Okay, they're talking about the earthquake part here. They're not talking about the tsunami threat. Now, again, how this thing did produce some sort of a wave. I am very confident in saying that, and the reason being is if we go over to the National Buoy Data Center, which is what we're going to do now, right here, you've got 3 buoys in event mode going off in the direction you would expect it to do if there was any kind of tsunami issue, right? So with the popping off here, you got three buoys in event mode here. We can click on any of them that we want, and you're going to see. And again, they're talking about wave height. So I'm not going to get into detail as far as that goes, because simply I'm not confident enough in what I'm saying here as far as being able to explain to you what you're actually looking at on this graph. But I do know when you see this, that means that something changed rather drastically, really, really quick. Okay? And that is what it is. Hey, Seventh, good to see you, brother. Hey, Tab, Linda, Trish, Rip, see you in there, guys. Thank you for, doing this, coming over here. And I'm not, and again, guys, if Marf is live already, please go watch him. Please. Don't stay here with me. Go watch him. Come back and watch me on a replay if you would. I don't like to go live when people that I know that are going live at the same time. Usually, I don't always go live this time. I know Marf and Adam and Dex always go live around this time. Heck, I'm a mod over there. I know this. So I'm not trying to, I want everybody to watch over there first, is what I'm trying to say. If you're going to choose between one or the other, go watch them and then come back here. I would really appreciate that. But anyway, this is not going to be very much longer anyway. I want to give you guys an update on what's actually happening with the earthquake thing, because this is significant. So if I go back to USGS and we just kind of pan out, there's something else also that I want to point out. You got one popping off here. That's a 4 up here in the Aleutian Islands, Alaska. All right. This is all happening, all around the same time frame here. Okay, so you get the bigger one here. Now we can scroll down here and find the one that was really bad earlier today, right here. It's a 5.6. Okay, could you imagine if that 5.6 was a 7? Like what just happened here in the same area? So, I guess count your blessings. I don't know. I don't want to say blessings there when people have passed away. That just, it so much sucks. I hate even talking about that. But we had that one pop off there, and then there was one over here too that popped off very shortly thereafter, a 5.3. So you got one in kind of this triangle pattern, and if you've ever listened to anybody else talk about this, typically they'll follow the plate boundaries, but you'll get what they call a fulcrum point. Okay, and that's basically a tipping point in the middle. You'll see an earthquake go this way, an earthquake go that way, usually in equal distance. And they're going to be a little bit smaller in magnitude usually than what the initial quake was, because the energy is just spreading out. But with this one being over the water, it's caused tsunami issues. And again, I don't know if there's going to be a wave of anything coming in. I've not heard any reports of that, so let me just be straight up front with that. I don't want anybody getting confused on that issue, but just understand that that's happening. And also over here, this happened over here on the 21st also. This was a 5.2 off the coast of Oregon in the Cascadia subduction zone. So, and also Major actually makes a good point there. You got to consider volcanism or volcano activity just as it's seismic activity. It's the same as earthquake stuff, right? It's all caused by the same things, right? Things inside our planet. Now, I want to point something out that I haven't said yet. And that's the fact that I've been showing you guys for weeks now this map here. This is the geoelectric map. I don't see hardly anybody else talking and using this map. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why. Now, I know this isn't like an end all beat all. Hey, look at this, and it's going to tell you whether there's going to be earthquakes or not. I'm not saying that, not even in the slightest. I'm just saying this thing needs to be starting to be put out there so people can see it, so they can understand it when we do have something to show them, right? And what this is geoelectric. It's your magnetic field basically on the surface of the Earth. Okay, um, electric field. I'm sorry, not the magnetic field, but it's space weather's effect on that. So when it affects our artificial electrical components, when does that usually happen? Well, it happens around flares and CMEs and all the space weather that we get. And this is just a tool that they've come up with that shows that. And why is USGS even stamped on this? Because they're using it to forecast earthquakes, to help build a bridge there. And because they recognize that that's actually a thing. Space weather affects earthquakes. Energy in to a system absolutely has to mean energy out. That's a very basic way to say it, but it's the best way I know how to say it to everybody. Okay? You can get into all the nuances, the global electric circuit, and everything else that's always talked about around this conversation. You know, you heard me say that. The global electric circuit. That's something that Ben Davis over Suspicious Observer talks about a lot. And then you heard me talk about a fulcrum point earlier. That's something that Dutch talks about a lot. So, I mean, I think it's all playing together is what I'm trying to say. And again, guys, please go check out all the earthquake guys, Ron, Emergency Management Associates. I tell you guys, check out everybody. You're not stupid. You guys can understand it, at least to a basic level, and understand what's actually happening at least. Might not be able to get to the point where you can forecast things, but you can. You can actually get there. If I took the time, I probably could do it myself. I've seen a lot of people that have just taught themselves by watching other channels to be able to use the same techniques that they use, and they're pretty accurate a lot of the time. Okay? So I just want to say that. You guys can do it. And yes, prayers for everyone, Stephanie. I mean, it's kind of crazy. This is I'm not saying that this most recent quake is the worst thing ever. All I know is, again, it is showing 3 buoys in event mode. Let me refresh that again just to make sure. And yes, it is. And it would be, if you got one here, here, and here, and the quake was here. So that's exactly where it would be. So for me, if I was going to be living over here, I would definitely be paying attention. Okay? Over here in Australia, even Hawaii, you guys. And Rip sent me a message earlier too. I can zoom down on that here in just a second. He was talking about this big earthquake swarm here on the Big Island. And I don't have my settings right. Sorry. Let's do this. I got them set to no, that's where I want them. Okay. But anyway. So yeah, that's what's going on with the earthquakes. If anything else happens on that part, I'll definitely let you know. But I am going to give you guys a little bit of a space weather update while I got you guys here. And again, guys, thank you guys for, understanding that when there's not any space weather, I don't want to waste your guys' time. So that's why I don't come on. I'll do shorts and stuff. That's my plan from now on. When we don't have like a massive amount of space weather going on, I'll probably post shorts in between. Okay, what's up, John? And so that's really what I want to say here, because, if I could do a whole show like I always do. I did it during Solar Minimum. We use it as a learning tool. We can talk about things more in depth. But, when stuff is happening now, we talk about it like this. Now, notice all these other, aftershocks and stuff that's happening. Okay? And that's what you would expect, especially and I would imagine if we looked at the helioplots, it probably rained the whole planet. Okay, so all the helioplots, well, we can look at it real quick if you want. Let's go to, give me 1 second here and I'll pull it up. Let's see here, USGS, I know I got it here. Let's see here. Photos. just when I should be able to pull it right up for you real quick. Here I am doing this. Anyway, the helioplots are probably pretty much all black. Okay, back at you, Virginia. Okay, so again, let's check and see if there's still tsunami threat from this, and we can look at that. Okay, well, they've dropped it down. Okay, so that's a good thing. That's awesome. This is why I go back into it. Okay, this is what everybody else needs to do. They don't need to see a tsunami threat and then all of a sudden just come out here and start blasting you guys with that, and then not go back and look at it before they move on. Because you see how quick that changed, right? So they figured out that, hey, there really isn't a tsunami issue here. My guess is because the wave probably already would have arrived if it was going to be there. Because, like I said, if you look at the buoys, you can see what direction it was moving, and it was already here. So by the time I was able to talk to you, if there was a wave, it was already going to be there. Okay, cool. Thanks, Lord. Appreciate you. I'm going to end my stream here in just a few minutes, guys. I'm going to give you guys a little quick space weather update, and then head over to Marfugo. Okay, guys. You guys don't have to stay here. Please go watch over there. Come back and check me out on replay. Okay. But as far as space weather, again, I'm going to keep this quick too. You know, a lot of people were talking about a geomagnetic storm, and I thought that there was a good possibility that we might even get there also. And we did take a hit from a CME. You see this right here? That's a CME, and it's also a coronal hole stream. It did not hit us. The coronal hole itself didn't have the polarity that it really needed to give us a good hit. That's why I wasn't coming out here every day telling you, hey, 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 you know. But we did see a lot of CMEs popping off, and I'll show it to you here in just a second, because we did have quite a few of them, but most of them are going to miss. Okay, and that's, you know, that's fortunate and unfortunate. Just depends on what you're talking about. But I want to show you guys something here too over at NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center. This is the KP forecast. If you guys see my cursor here, notice how they started putting decimals in here. They changed this. They used to just give you one number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, right? And that would correlate over here. Now they started adding decimals and actually putting their data points accordingly, so they could be like halfway in between a line. They didn't ever used to do that. That's a good thing. It lets us see things a little bit more accurate. Okay? But anyway, but you can see here they're not forecasting any geomagnetic storm now. Now they were forecasting the G1. I just wasn't going to come out here and start screaming it because we've been off the past few times. And we've been able to handle it. Our magnetic field's been doing really well with that. But also just the angle of which these things are coming off the sun just isn't really, inducive of letting the stuff in and hitting us real good. So that's what I would say. Now, these are new sunspots. This one here kind of morphed and got a little bit concerning when it was over here. But as it went over here, it kind of looked like it stabled out some. So thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. That's one of the best comments you could ever get. Thank you. So this is space weather conditions. Density, pretty normal. Wind speed, not even breaking, 500. That's normal. Everything's normal. The BZ staying pretty steady. The triangle did flip a couple times here. That's the polarity of the solar wind. But, it didn't jerk on us enough to really give us a good hit. So this is one of the CMEs that popped off, but notice how it went off the back. Right? So that's not even going to affect us whatsoever. Now there's been a bunch of little ones and even some decent sized ones, but they've been sailing south of us or going to our east, which would be to your right if you're looking from the satellite. It's backwards from a map. So let me show you back here. I think it was on the 19th. Okay, you can see how active it was. Just boom, boom, boom. I mean, it really was. It got pretty active right there. But again, most of these didn't come at us. Let's look at the 20th. And again, multiple eruptions here. But not too many of them were even coming. Well, they were really close to coming our direction. I'll say that. And we still could catch some glancing blows from this stuff. We're just going to have to wait and watch. But it's nothing to be screaming about right now. Which is why I wasn't even going to do a show until that earthquake happened. Okay? But again, just know in the future, when we get slow like that, I'll probably post a couple shorts until something does happen space weather-wise. Okay? Yeah, 7th, I'm sorry, buddy. You hang in there, all right? We got you, all right? I'm not kidding, man. You hang in there. We got you. Just don't waste it. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so anyway, again, they're talking about G1 storms here too. This is spaceweather.com. Go over and check them out, spaceweather.com, because they do a heck of a job over here. You guys know I talk about them all the time. But here you go. I'm gonna put this in the live chat. This is the DART mission where they hit the asteroid, and it actually caused. It looks like it says it caused it to break up a little bit, and it caused another small little comet to be getting sucked with it. And I guess it still has a tail and stuff. I go over and read it. You'll get the more detailed version of that. But again, we also had a meteorite hit the ground, I think, over Niagara. I think it didn't hit the ground. It actually landed, most of it landed in one of the Great Lakes up there. Okay? Some of it, I think a little bit of the debris did actually hit soil, but most of it was either burned up or went into, I think it was Lake Ontario, if I'm right on that. I can't remember, but this is our magnetosphere. Not going to waste your time, guys. There's just not a whole lot to show you here. So let's go here for a second. This is SDO. This is a satellite out in front of Earth, always looking at the sun. So I'm going to change the date here. I'm going to go back to the 19th because I want to show you guys what this thing actually looked like and was doing. Now, the big story was this, okay? And it should have been. That's a big coronal hole. We actually had an eruption down here too. Check that out. That's a southern crown eruption, south pole of the sun. That definitely ain't coming at us. But watch up here when we start having these eruptions. Sorry, I got quiet there for a minute. But you'll see the energy just kind of move all the way across the sun again. See that one? See that? And then that again? You see all those? And what I'm saying, guys, is, yeah, we had eruptions on the sun. Just none of them are coming our way. It's freaking nuts. Let me back this up, and you'll be able to see that a lot better. Watch the initial one here. See the whole atmosphere kind of get disrupted? Okay, and then the energy gets flowed all the way across the face. And watch what happens here. It destabilizes right here. See that? It actually closed up that coronal hole. So, and then another one. See that? Look at that one. This one pops, and then this one does. So they're all related. You can see how the energy went across, destabilized a whole lot of stuff, and it all erupted. Now, some of these could hit us, you know, but are they going to be glancing blows? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to come right at us. Judging by what I'm seeing over here on seeds, and I'll explain to you. Let me, that was the front view, right, from LASCO C2. That's the satellite, also sits out in front of the Earth, always looking at the sun, about 1 million miles closer. Let's go look at the side view. Now check this out. Earth would be over here. You see all these? That's on the 19th. I guess I could back up to the 18th if I wanted to here. And nothing much happened on the 18th. Now, so we got the 19th. Those are 3 separate eruptions. All right, let's go to the 20th. Again, another one. Now that one there looks like it possibly could, and if it does hit us, it'll be a few days before it gets here. And then this would be today, and there's nothing here really to show you today. Notice how you got the eruption here, but again, nothing really coming at Earth. That's why I haven't been doing shows, just so you guys understand that. I wanted to make sure I did that. So, but yeah, so that that's the update, guys. You guys want to bug out? I get it. Go watch whoever you need to go watch, and I appreciate anybody stopping in. I truly do. But this is guys, we did a really good show tonight over on the Lifeboat, talking about the new guidelines for pain pills, and how the doctors are supposed to be prescribing them. It's worth go watching, guys. So please go over here and check this out. I'm gonna put the link here in the chat, guys. We got to go over here, and the goal is, and I'm actually gonna do this. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that just like that. That probably popped up. I hope it did anyway. Oh, something went wrong in the chat. Oh well. Okay, so let me go over here. So anyway, that's what you guys got. So please come over here. We want to get some traffic over here on the Lifeboat, and we got 70 likes. I'd like to see that get to 100. I would like to get about 20 more subscribers out of this, if you guys could. Anybody hasn't been over here, please come check us out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you wanted to just know about addiction recovery, or just, the drugs that are hitting in our streets today, we talk about that. We talk about everything, but we're a family, and we take care of each other. We don't judge. You can come over here being all messed up. It doesn't matter. We want you there. We'll try to help. So please come over, check us out. The link's there in the chat. I guess I could post it one more time. And yeah, so I will see you guys later. Please go over and check out Marv. He's live right now. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Go to my channel. And my notifications. And yeah. So here's Marv. And we are going to share his link in the chat also. So I'm going over there right now. Come check us out. Most of you guys are probably already there. But if you're not, best alternative news, independent news station on the internet, in my humble opinion. They source everything. So come check us out, guys. There it is again. Anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves. And yeah.